There we are. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we have come here together to address a serious and very pressing issue that I think affects us all. And I'm talking about the staggering number of fatalities in road traffic. So I brought some pictures with me. I think most of you are familiar with that. So we see these kind of pictures every day, unfortunately. And along with those pictures is the tragical headlines we find in our news almost every single day. So almost every day people die as a result of a road traffic accident. Does anybody here in this room has an idea of how many people die each year in road traffic? Any ideas? No? No one? Well, according to WHO, it is 1.19 million people dying every year in road traffic. And this is a huge number. And it seems even more huge when considering that this equals to 4 fully occupied Airbus A380 every single day. So think about, these are not just statistic numbers. So these numbers or these fatalities are our families, these are our friends, and these are our colleagues whose lives have been cut tragically short, and the suffering of the people bereaved is terrible. So, my name is Jürgen Janschitz. I'm the CEO of the Janschitz Group, based in the beautiful country of Austria, back in Vienna, in Europe. And I've been working in road safety industry for all my life. It's 28 years now. And together with my team, we are creating and providing work zone safety solutions to help the industry and make traffic management better and safer across the globe. And today I'm here to highlight on a new groundbreaking innovation that stands to revolutionize traffic management across the globe. But before that, I want to bore you with some statistics. But don't worry, it's not too much. But I need to have them with me because they can highlight the importance of this topic. So road safety death is a global burden. And United Nations, they did a lot of research on that. So they've just released a global status report on road safety. And as I said before, the numbers are shocking. It's 1.19 million people still losing their lives on our roads. This corresponds to a rate of 15% road traffic death per 100,000 population. Of course, this statistic includes all participants, so all fatalities. So I'm talking about pedestrians, I'm talking about drivers, cyclists, car and truck drivers. It's all of them. So there is no, there are some, but in many cases there's no specific statistic on work zone accidents, but it's a high number for sure. So the good news is, by the way, I brought all these statistics with me, so if you're interested in, we can have a discussion on that later on as well. So the good news is, things are getting better slowly, but they are. So the global number of road traffic death is decreasing for 5% since 2010. But there are still parts of the world where it's very slow decreasing. Others are doing very well, so there are 10 countries or 10 areas, and it's mainly in Northern Europe, where they have achieved a 50% of reduction in road traffic death over the last years. So anyway, as I said, this statistic is very general and does not apply for work zone safety in particular, but that's where we are focused on. So as our urban environments continue to grow and evolve, so too must our approach to ensure safe and efficient movement of vehicles, especially in work zone areas. So work zone areas are hazardous to workers due to a combination of different factors, and these factors increase the risk of injuries and accidents. So workers very often in construction areas are very close to moving vehicles. So in these moving vehicles, they can travel at high speeds, and the risk of being struck by one of these vehicles is significant, especially if drivers are not attentive or if they are speeding. There is always limited space in work zone areas, or most of the time there's limited space in work zone areas, and this makes it difficult for drivers to maneuver, as well as for workers. So, and these restrictions, they lead into accidents, they lead into terrible accidents, especially when heavy machinery and heavy equipment is involved. Of course, there's driver's behavior. So many accidents in work zones are caused because drivers are distracted or are speeding. Inadequate signage or sudden changes in traffic patterns can also contribute to drivers' confusion and lead into errors. Work zone areas are always a complex environment. So multiple activities are happening at the same time. So there can be road markings, there can be excavation, paving, and other movement of materials. So it's always a busy place. And this complexity increases the risk of accidents. So sometimes we see insufficient safety measures in work zone areas, and with this I mean sometimes they haven't installed proper barriers or proper warning signs, message boards, or even personal protective equipment. And this lack of protection can also cause or increase the risk of an injury. Last but not least, it's the human factor. The human factor is very simple. We all make mistakes. And stress and human error can contribute to accidents, especially in work zone areas. So workers and drivers that are tired or stressed, they are less aware of what's going on and less aware of their surroundings, and it's more likely that they make mistakes. So, considering we know what's going on, we know about all these problems, we all are challenged to do better. We all need to think how we can make things better. So now, the question is, what can we do in order to create a safer working environment for all these workers? There are many things to do, but first of all, we should think about new technologies, use new technologies, and such as automated cone machines. So the question is, why should you use these kind of machines? And because it's already working, so why should you use this technology? And the reason is very simple. As for today, we are doing the job by hand. So all the cones are deployed and collected by hand in most of the cases. So I did some research on the internet. So here's some pictures. You see, here are some people on the back of the truck. So they do it by hand. I found this one on a New Zealand website last night. I don't know where it is, but anyway, it's by hand. Here, this is an example from France, same, by hand. And this is representing America, also by hand. So the problem is obvious, and deploying and collecting traffic cones is obviously a tough job, because it's, number one, it's dangerous. It's dangerous to the life of workers. It needs at least, you've seen this in these pictures before, but it needs at least 2, sometimes 3 people to do the job, and these people have to remain on the flatbed of the truck. It is hard work. So, give you an example. You do a 5 kilometers lane closing, this is pretty normal in Europe. I don't know about here, but 5 kilometers. You put a cone out there every 25 meters. You end up in 200 pieces of cones. So now you consider the weight of the cone is an average maybe 5 kilograms. So this team is handling 1,000 kilograms just to bring out the cones. And they're handling another 1,000 kilograms to collect the cones. So it's 2,000 kilograms just to have closed one job site. So, I mean, I'm not the guy bringing this out, but for me, this sounds pretty tough. Third is, the third one is, it's labor intensive. But that is obvious because you need 2 or 3 people to do the job. So here you can see why it's so dangerous. So look at this is a normal situation. You see it all the time. Look at the truck. There is no safety on the backside of the truck. So those people are exposed, or this guy is exposed to traffic. And imagine a car or a truck hitting this vehicle. Same if you look from the side. So there is 20 centimeters, if you're lucky, of distance between this guy and the oncoming traffic. So imagine a car or a truck even brushes this guy. I think the chance to survive is very small. So what are the benefits of these automated machines? First and foremost, it's a safety aspect for both, for workers as well as for motorists. So, as I said, traditional methods of placing and removing cones is done by hand, and the road workers find themselves exposed in danger of oncoming traffic, and that particular during nighttime operations or in or in tunnel operations or in bad weather conditions. So fully automatic cone machines can be operated by the driver only. There is no need to remain for somebody on the flatbed of the truck, and that can reduce the need of human presence in this area and increase the safety. Increasing efficiency, sorry. These machines increase efficiency because, as I said, there's only the driver can operate the machine. And these machines are equipped with sensors and robotics and allow to deploy the cones fully automatic. It's cost effective. Economic benefits of automatic cone machines are substantial. While initial investment may seem relatively high, the long-term savings are very considerable. So automation reduces the need of extensive manual labor and is thereby lowering the labor cost. So over time, these savings can offset the initial expenditure and result in more cost-effective approach of traffic management. Those machines are environmentally sustainable. So in today's world, where environmental concerns are at the forefront of public policy and business practices, it is crucial to consider the environmental impact of our actions, of all our actions. And automatic cone machines can help to optimize traffic flow, and the result is less congestion and shorter travel times and a more productive urban environment. So smoother traffic flow also means fewer idling vehicles, which in turn leads to lower emission and improved air quality. So by adoption of these machines, we are taking a step towards greener cities and a healthier planet. Of course, those machines are future-proof. So automatic cone machines are highly adaptable. As technologies continue to advance, these machines can be upgraded with new features and new capabilities. They can be integrated in smart city infrastructure using data from various sources to optimize their operation. This adaptability ensures that our traffic management systems remain cutting edge and capable of meeting the challenges of tomorrow's urban environment. Automatic cone machines are very reliable and consistent. So humans make mistakes, and stress, distraction, as well as varying level of experience, it can all have impact on the effectiveness of manual cone placement. So automatic cone machines provide a consistent and reliable performance every single time. Their precision ensures that cones are placed exactly where you want to place them and where they are needed, and reducing the likelihood of errors that could lead to confusion and accidents. Last is enhanced traffic flow. So by ensuring cones are placed and removed with precision and speed, automatic cone machines help maintain a smoother and a more predictable traffic flow. So where is this important? Especially, of course, in high traffic areas during peak hours. With automated systems in place, we can avoid unnecessary congestion and improve the overall travel experience for all motorists. So the conclusion is the adoption of fully automated system offers a multitude of benefits. As I said before, it's enhanced safety, it's the efficiency, it's the cost savings. These machines represent a significant advancement in how we manage our roads. And as we look towards the future, it is essential that we embrace such innovative technologies, ensuring that our work zones remain safe, efficient, as well as sustainable for all generations to come. So, what is important when considering an automatic cone machine? Look out for a well-known manufacturer. There are plenty of options out there. Talk to the industry and find a well-known manufacturer. Make sure you understand that you need a fully automatic cone machines. I brought some pictures right after this slide, so I will explain the difference right away. Think about flexibility. Do you need a cone machine that is dedicated to a specific vehicle, or you need maybe a smaller machine that you can interchange, so use it on different vehicles. Think about it. Think about quality standards, machinery safety guidelines, CE mark, and all these. And most important, ask for references and find a local representative. So if your car breaks down, you go to a car shop. If your truck breaks down, you go to a truck shop. Same with Co-Machine. It's a piece of technology and somebody has to maintain it. So the best advice I can give to you is go out and talk to the industry. Get advice from experts and find the machine that suits your requirements. There is a wide range of machines already available, and here are some examples. That's a smaller machine. Well, that's an example from England. Big truck, trailer version. This is what I mean with automated Co-Machines. So here you can see this machine is I call it semi-automatic, because somebody has to remain on the flatbed of the truck. So no good. Here's another example from the Netherlands. I think this is from Australia, not sure. It's another one. Here's a US one, again, semi-automatic. People have to remain on the back of the truck. This is what I mean with tunnel operations, so very, very narrow, very important to have nobody here on the flatbed of the truck. Again, an American solution. This is France. Yeah. And this is the machine. We just recently brought it to New Zealand. It's out there, so they are showcasing it. And go out and check the machine, ask your questions, have a look. You're more than welcome to do that. So, long story short, I'm almost done. So, what is important? We all of us, we have to take responsibility. We have a shared responsibility, and we all need to take action. So whether it is the public authorities, it's the traffic management companies, it's the governments, the road operators, concessionaires, everybody has to take action. So I'm getting confused. So, the best, sorry for that. For me, it's important. This road safety and this traffic management is a very personal concern, and I want to express this importance of this topic and encourage all of us to find good solutions and protect all these workers out there on our roads. We must always be aware that every statistic number represents a human life, and it's our collective responsibility to ensure the safety of those who build and maintain our infrastructure. So let us work together to ensure that we all return home safely to our families every day. Safe rides, safe lives. Thank you very much.